Assalamu alaikum students. I am your science teacher. Welcome to my class science. So students, in before classes what we will discuss? We will discuss stall 4 and stall 2, stall 3 we are discussing. Now we are discussing about weaving the stall 4. Nilima saw a handloom at corner of the exhibition and talked with a person display it. So Nilima saw a handloom at a corner of the exhibition and she started to talk with the person to show that handloom. Namaste. I am Bhupati, belonging to the Pochampalli silk of city Telangana. So her the person name was a Bhupati. He was belonging to the Pochampalli silk city of Telangana. Okay students, it is a very important. Our silk city is present in which country, which state? Which state means we called as Telangana state. Pochampalli in Telangana state. We weave silk fibers by using silk yarn or handlooms. They are making silk fiber by using silk yarn or handlooms. For us, weaving is a traditional occupation. Okay students, we get silk yarn from reeling centers to weave a variety of sarees. So he will get silk yarn from reeling centers to make a variety of sarees in Pochampalli, Pattu and Dharmavaram, and a famous type produced by our state Pochampalli Pattu is also called tie and dye or jamdani. So these are the sarees which are made in our Pochampalli state. So here just you listen carefully. Variety of sarees. Pochampalli Pattu. There are different types of sarees are there. Pochampalli Pattu is there. Dharmavaram is there. And famous type of produced by our state Pochampalli Pattu. So this is a famous type of saree we call as Pochampalli Pattu. It is also called as tie and dye or jamdani. Dharmavaram is also a type of saree. It is famous for its white border and rich butta or dots. In the Dharmavaram, famous for its white border. The border will be very wide and rich buttas are there or dots are. Handlooms are nothing but by using hands we have to make the sarees. Okay, we have to make the product. So students, Banaras, Kanchipuram, Dharmavaram, Narayanpet, Kota, Pochampalli are also type of silk fabrics. This is also a type. These are all the silk fabrics. Why we are giving this name is because depending upon their city's name, their place names, we are giving this type of name to this silk fibers. Okay students, you may have also hear the names of Tasar silk, Moga silk, Kosa silk, Eri silk, etc. As you went throughout the different stall here, if we go to the different stalls, we will see and we will listen that Kosa silk, Eri silk, this are the Moga silk. These are the different types of silks. Okay student, these are all several varieties of silk only. Some chemicals are added strength to the silk fiber. Some chemicals are adding to this silk fibers. Silk is used to make the product as well as stain and crisps. So the silk is useful to make the crisp and as well as satin. These are the silkma. Okay students, we have both handlooms and powerlooms to weave the silk to make the silk. Nilima was filled with wonder and delighted about the process involving making of the fibers of her silk frock. So Nilima was wonder and she will thinking about that which type of process will be involved in making her silk frock, how much steps are involved. She tried to make a flow chart. So she was trying to make a flow chart and showing the stages from silkworm to her frock. Okay students, so eggs are there. In that eggs, small eggs will be formed. In that eggs, the eggs will be converted into what? A caterpillar. These caterpillars are converted into larva, and this larva are converted into what? Pupa, and this pupa is converted pupa is converted into imago, and this imago is converted into adult. From this adult only, this is the life cycle of silkworm. So students, now we will discuss about the story of wool. How the wool we get? Generally we get wool from ships. Yes, we get wool from ship. So next day Nilima visited another part of exhibition with her grandpa. So Nilima visited with her grandpa in the exhibition. So he see different types of varieties of woolen clothes. These are the woolen clothes like sweaters, mufflers, hats, long coats, table covers, etc. They were model of the different types of animals like sheep, goat, yak, camel, alpaca, etc. She knew sheep gave wool, but why were the other animals displayed at the stall? She know that from the sheep only we get wool, but why the different types of animals are there in that stall? She will thinking like that. So grandpa told Nilima that wool is obtained from the hair of all the animal displayed. So her grandpa told him, no Nilima, we get a wool from the different types of animals from her hairs. Okay, it is also called fleece or fur collectively. So fleece is nothing but we get wool from the hair of an animal, we called as fleece or fur. It is mainly a protein. Good quality wool is obtained from merino sheep. It is a sheep. From the sheep only we get a good quality of wool. They are specially reared. The fleece in 5 to 3 inches long and very fine and most valuable. So this is specially reared for the production of wool. Okay students, a merino sheep may yield about 5 to 18 kg of wool per year. So this is a merino sheep. It will be yield up to what? How much it will be give toward 18 kg of wool per year. Certainly, hair of camel that lives in Rajasthan is not same as the Angora goat that lives in Kashmir. So these are two different types of animals. One is the camel and was a desert animal, and one is the Angora goat. The camel live in Rajasthan and the Angora goat live in Kashmir. Okay, here the heads of these two animals are similar? No, they are different. A camel have rough and coarse hair. Under this rough hair, some animals usually have some soft hair as well. So camel has rough and coarse hair. So in that camel only some animals are also having soft hair also. But Angora goat or the merino sheep has always soft hair. Okay students, in Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan and Gujarat, they are often reared on large farms. So they are rear this type of animals on a large farm to get the wool. They shear to get fleece from sheep during the spring season. Fleece of sheep is removed from its body using this type of razor. So the wool is reared. The wool is obtained from the hair of all animals. We called as fleece. So during spring season, fleece of the sheep means removal of hairs from the body of animals by using a razor. Just you see here students, like this only, by using razor they are removing the hairs. They are to produce the wools. Okay students, the process is called shearing. So this process is called what student? The process is called shearing. Okay students, the removal of wool, the removal of hair from the sheep by using a razor, okay, we called as shearing. In order to get a production of wool, we called as shearing. Okay students, so Nilima, why shearing done during spring season? She will think that why the shearing will be done during the spring season only. Nilima, come here, see this bag, water tank and spade. Sheared skin with hair is dipped in such tanks and stirred with a spade. So Nilima comes here. See this bag, water tank and spade. Here the water tank is big, water tank is there and spade is there. So shear skin means remove the skin which is removed from the hair which is removed from the skin. He will be dipped in such tanks and stirred with a spade. Often it may be washed under a streams of water as well. After that she will be washed. Often it may be washed. It will be the hairs will be washed with under a stream of water as well. This water contains some chemicals to remove grease, dirt and dust. This water, it will be contain some chemicals to remove the grease, dirt and dust which will be present in the hair of animals. This process is called washing and scouring. This process is called washing or scouring. This is nothing but the impurities which will be present in the hair of animals. To remove that impurities we called as we adding some chemicals to it to remove this grease, dirt and dust we called as washing. So while they are sorting crows and soft ones, well as broken and long ones are make separate piles of them. So just you see here, while removing this heads from the shape, there what he will do, he will be keeping the hips of fleas at different at separate places. He will be separate this the unwanted materials like twigs, bits of leaves etc. that may be present with the wool are also separated out. The process is called sorting. Sorting is nothing but, students, the unwanted materials like twigs or bits of leaves etc. that may be present within the wool. The impurities like twigs and bits of leaves which are present in the wool are also separated out. So he will be separated these things from the wool. This process is called sorting or wool classing. Fleece is the soft mass of wool. So fleece is the soft mass of wool. There are bleaches and dyes in the tubs. Woolen fibers are bleached and then dyed with different color. So the bleaches and different colors of dyes is nothing but to give the color to wool. We call as dyes. There are bleaches and dyes in the tubs. Woolen fibers are kept in that bleaches and dyed with the different colors. They color fibers and used to make a yarn. So these color fibers are used to make a yarn fiber. These fibers are then combed. So there is a machine of combining or carding wool. Wool is pulled through many teeth of combining machine. So here a machine will be there. So with the help of this machine only, from combining or the wool will be combined, okay students, or it will be pulled, it will be pushed to the different many teeth of the combining machine. Like this only, this is a machine which is useful to combining or carding wool, means this is useful to combine the wool. Now students, spinning. So students, spinning is nothing but from there a machine rolls and pull it out into a thick rope and another pull it twist it in a long thread. So the machine, with the help of this machine, rolls and pull it into a thick rope. One will be form a thick rope and another will be into a long thread. This process is called spinning. So with the help of this machine, roll and it puts out into a thick rope. It will be form a thick rope and another it will be formed into a long thread. This process is called spinning. Here you can see it being wound on drilling spools as well. Just you see here. So thus we get the yarn of for weaving which may be dyed before. Grandpa, how can I use those needles? Those needles, what are they doing with these needles? Nilima, they are knitting woolen fibers by using needles. Wool can be knit easily because it has a natural bend or crimp on it. So just you see here, by using two needles, the wool will be prepared like this. So doing like this, knitting woolen fibers by using a needles, wool can be knit easily because it was a natural blend or crimp on it. So because of these two needles, the woolen will be, so it will be easily, it is easy to make this type because the wool has a natural blend or crimp, or the wool has a natural property. Students, listen here. Do you find any similarities between silk and wool weaving? What are they? This is your homework, and write and submit in the group.